Welcome to A Talk with Armani.
I am your host, Armani IMAN.
This is the show that takes you behind the scenes and in front of the screen of all different types of productions. Whether it's a feature film, a brand new TV show, or writing a book, I introduce you to those powerhouses that make those productions work. Make sure you stay tuned as I bring to you my first guest.
Welcome to A Talk with Armani. I am your host, Armani IMAN. I have a wonderful show planned for you today, and I guarantee you, you're going to enjoy yourself. So make sure you stay tuned. I'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome to A Talk with Armani. So as I try to do each and every week, I like to bring you guests that will encourage, inspire, and give you a story that you can relate to and possibly take from. Please help me welcome my first guest, who is all of those things, as well as much, much more, Miss Kim Sermon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, thank you for coming.
I appreciate the big introduction, but you know, I'm just somebody who just believes in what I do. And
well, that's a big thing for an applause. So let's applause again. Yeah, we gotta believe in what we do.
I will applaud for myself. I absolutely do.
You know, because it takes a lot to not only be an entrepreneur, but to pursue it and to continue to go on and on and on.
I think now they're just giving it a title. Like for me, this is just my passion. It's just what I just know. Like I didn't figure it out. It was just like, I just was like, and I feel like I always say this is God's gift to me.
Okay.
Because I just know it off the back of my hand. Like I meet you, you talk to me, I'm like, okay, well, let me create something that makes sense to who you are. And I just, do it. And I can't sleep doing it.
But you know what the thing about it is, that means you have a vision. Like that's what they call visionaries.
Yeah.
People that can meet someone and say, you know what, I can see you doing this.
Right.
Or I can see this helping you. Or maybe you need to get
Now
to
I
this
got a
point.
title for it, but at first it was just like, I was in my head and they was like, oh, you got a beautiful mind. I'm like, well, what does that mean? How do I turn it into, you know, money? And how do I actually help other people do that? But when I started this brand for my brother, it was like, he loves home decor.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, he'll go to the metal shop and be like, go find some guitars on the wall or find something that has anything musically inspired. So I was like, you know, I go to the floor and I'll find area rugs and stuff. So then when I did it for him, it was like, well, who are you also on the inside? Because everybody only knows him as the rapper, you know?
Right.
So I started getting more in depth and like, you know, okay, DMX, you love the Lord, you know what I mean? So we should make some crosses for you, you know what I mean? Because your fans outside of just your image, they don't know you, they know you on the inside.
Right.
I'm not everyone's fan, but the fans know the people. So I create product that makes sense to who you are.
Absolutely, which makes sense because that's how we further identify with the brand, and that's what you do. You do brand identification, you're a brand ambassador. You are a visionary that can get us to pretty much know not only the outward person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, you got DMX, you got these people, and we know the package.
Right.
But there's more to the package. The
Absolutely.
package has anything that is a package, you open it up and it's like, whoa, what's inside?
Yeah.
So you gotta know, you gotta dig
And the
deep.
surprise is what's inside. It's like, you know, I didn't know you loved being, you know, I didn't know you were a chef. Like, technical, you know, terminology, Raekwon says I'm the chef, that just means he cooks up lyrical geniuses, you know what I mean? But he actually loves home decor as well, you know what I mean? Like, he loves drapes, and I mean, like, way beyond what my brother loves, you know what I mean? But the outside world doesn't know that, you know? But I would create that product to introduce the outside world. It also has to make sense to who you are.
Absolutely.
I just can't go and make something that doesn't make sense. The world has to know that, and the fans always know what the artists already are. I always just don't know.
So walk me through a meeting. So you know, hi, I'm Armani, and this is what I do. I have a talk show, and I do movies. I'm a producer, director. I need you to help me with my brand. I need you to help me with bring awareness to me. I want more people to know me. So what is your method? How do you?
My method is product. I believe that as long as you have product, you have resource, and you should always have product, because I'm a product person. No matter what kind of job I have, I got trunk full of rugs, I got a trunk full of shirts, you know, I'm about product that makes sense to who I am. Everyone knows that Kim's gonna create some products, so I'm gonna sell product. When I'm talking to you and I find out more, like you just gave me that little bit just right there and there. So I'm like, well, Imani, I gotta attach some product to who you are. So if someone is the film guy, whatever they are, I'm gonna make sure that the things that she has around her neck represents who you are. So it's like if you're really a fan, a film person, and you really care about your equipment, make sure you got the proper things to hold onto your equipment. It's gonna brand your name. I'm gonna put the box sets around your microphone poles, whatever those things are, and I'm just gonna have it for you. I'm gonna create a package for that you can sell it. So it's almost like whatever you are doing, you're doing at the top of the game. So whoever's gonna follow that suit is gonna wanna do the same thing. So make sure you go get that bag by Armani bag. Oh, you really saying you're paparazzi, or you really saying you're the movie guy, you really saying you're the film girl? So where's your Armani bag at? Because that's the upper echelon. We're wearing so many people different brands and saying, okay, because I'm wearing this brand, which means I've made it, or if I'm wearing a certain thing, or I have a certain thing, which means I'm the best at it. If you have the Dre Beats and you're a producer and you're inside the inside the studio, it's like, well, I got the best of the brand, so I must be doing this thing right, you know? So I create a product that makes sense to who you are. It says, I'm at the top, this is the best of the brands, so whatever you have, it should reflect that.
Absolutely, so we would have an Armani, some Armani beats or whatever.
Yeah, you have the microphones that you're attaching to me would say, when I bring my guest on that show, that sound comes across so crisp and clear, you know what I mean? So I would make these microphones that say, you don't have an Armani mic, then you're not really a talk show host. You don't have an Armani mic, then you really don't know how that sound comes across. You really don't know technical terms, you know what I mean?
So what you do is you create, so basically you're creating the image. You're making a person an icon for better, for lack of a better word. Because now they're walking around, whether it's not his sneakers, his jeans, or whatever. I remember when Beanie Sigel first came out and he said, okay, I gotta have state property, but I want it stitched all over their back pockets. I want it on their shirts. I want it on their hats. I want it everywhere. I want everyone to see this. FUBU, everybody. They wanted to see it. So what you do is you do brand recognition, but you're also creating the brand.
I create the brand. I think that's what's different because I mean, I know a lot of people that I also work with. They already have these partnerships and these endorsements. You know, I don't look to go connect you with FUBU or connect you with Timberland. That's just continue to build their brands. You know what I mean? And eventually they can cut you off. I'm trying to create your own Timberland. I'm going to make your own FUBU. I'm going to make your own Nike. You know, I'm about partnership and ownership. I'm not about endorsements.
So tell me about Def Rugs.
Def Rugs is a company that I started with my brother. First of all, it was a friend of mine that I used to be a rapper at one time, so it's almost 20 years ago. He was my engineer. And I was signed to REAMES, which is my brother's artist today at the time. And his family owned a rug company. He's like third generation rug. So I called him up one day and was like, Fox, can you make me a rug? I knew about printed rugs because we had a REAMES shop. We would get the printed rugs done and they would come and wash them and take them away. And he was like, Kim, I'm like, no, I know you can make me a rug. So he comes all excited about this rug he made that said EPMD, and like he had cut the carpet out and inlaid it inside, and he was like, I want to come out tonight. So I'm like, all right, come. My brother's here. He came, and he brought it out, and I just was staring at it, and I was like, Fox, this is crazy. And my brother was like, what do you, he was like, Kim, this is the money. And I was like, it is the money, right? But I still didn't have it in my head to go, it's the money, but like, where is it at, in the money? So we sat down for a little while, and it was like, we're just gonna make these custom rugs. And because of his relationships, we were going to like so many concerts and shows and just making them and giving them away. Till people started DMing me saying, can I get a rug? And I was like, this ain't Lil Wayne. Like this is not the person who they say they are. Call me for a rug. Because the naysayers was like, what's a rug? Like who cares about a rug? They wanted them in the videos, they wanted them on the floors, and then they just took its own legs and started to grow. And we just licensed artist logos, and I just did Lil Yachty's house. Like his mom DM'd me and I was like, I call some people who I don't know because I say, is this such and such? Anybody who calls me, I always say, do you know this T-Pain? Do he really live here? Because, I don't know who's who because I'm still kind of like in shock that people reach out to us for the product the way they do. And yeah, this is what it is.
Wow, that is absolutely fabulous. And it just came from you having an idea.
Just an idea, yeah. And because he always loves his home decor, I'm like, he's always saying, go get me some rugs. He'll take them rugs up and go throw them out and be like, I want the black. And I'm like, I'm not the decorator, you know what I mean? You want some rugs because he wanted to be hip hop inspired. And I couldn't find anything.
So you had to create it.
I had to create it.
And that's what we need to do. And I think that a lot of times as an entrepreneur, you are trying to create, what it is that you feel as though can fill the void, what can fill the need. And then, but we don't take it all the way as far as, okay, I don't need to spend $2,000 on this rug. I can just get a custom made rug that's my rug so that when people come in and they say, well, where did you get that rug? I don't have to give Kara Stan the shout out. I can give Def Rugs the shout out.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So how can we order your rugs? Where can we get rugs? How can we get in contact with you?
Well, my Instagram is KAYE. I'm on IG. That's the same way on all my social media. So I'm KAYE.Sermon on Gmail. But my sites are defrugs.com. So it's just defrugs.com.
All righty, well, we're definitely going to follow you, and then we're
appreciate
going to
you.
reach out, and we're going to make sure that we put you on the website, www.atalkwitharmani.com. So if
You gotta get
have
a talk with
rug,
Armani rug
we
in here.
gotta
Like
get
when
a
they
talk
walk
with
in
our-
here, they gotta see that
Yeah,
talk
we
with
gotta
Armani.
get it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put our order in for the
Absolutely.
Talk with Armani
Absolutely.
rug, so that when you come on the next time, you'll
Yeah.
see it here.
Absolutely.
All righty, so that's what we have to do. We'll be right back.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So I like to take you behind the scene and in front of the screen and meet people that work on all different types of productions and it's different parts of production, because we know that a production is moving things, and we've got TVs, we've got radio, we've got movies, we've got books. All of those are productions, and it takes many hands. It takes a village to get to that one particular product that we eventually see, read, or listen to. I have with me a very professional man who is part of that village, and because of his job title, sometimes we might think he's king of the village. Please help me welcome Mr. Tony REAMES. How are you?
Good, how are you?
All right. No, I mean, as a director or somebody behind a camera, you control a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean,
Okay.
I like to think of it more like you just get a lot of talented people together and then sort of let them do their thing.
But isn't it your eye that kind of tells people which way to go? If you need people to be more to the left or more to the right, isn't it like you set the tone for that?
Yeah, I think, well, to be honest, I think tone is important. So depending on what the project is, you know, if it's going to be a drama versus, you know, a comedy or music video or this or that. So yeah, I mean, tone would be important in terms of setting up shots and compositions and things like that. Sure, that all goes with part of it, but I like to bring in people who know that kind of thing. So I've worked with the same DP for I don't know, 6, 7 years now.
Wow, so I guess the consistency of someone that you're working with that knows you as well as knows the, you know, the ins and outs. I think the most important thing with any production, like here on the show, you know, I have the same people with me.
Right.
Because they know how I want to sit, they will know what I want in back of me, they know all of that. So it's like you don't have to constantly repeat yourself
Right.
over and over again. So
it's that language where you have that unspoken thing where I've worked with this, that it's sort of like I read this interview years and years ago where Billy Madison, when he started, or Adam Sandler when he did Billy Madison, was like, I met this team and we had success, and so we moved on from there.
Right.
And 20, 30 years later, it's still the same team.
Right.
And so there becomes that second nature of, I don't need to say, put the light there, do this, do that. It's like, yeah, they know, what I
Right.
mean? So you get the right team, and I think everything sort of falls into place.
right, you're moving in congruency. So how did you get to be behind the camera? What led up to that? Is that something you always wanted to do?
Always.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I forgot about this. My mom was in town recently, and we were talking, and she said that, when you were, I think it was like 8, we had a birthday party, and it was like, do you want to go to McDonald's or whatever? And I was like, no, I'd like to get a video camera. My dad had a 16 millimeter, and just invite some friends over and we'll make movies. So we started doing that every year for my birthday.
Wow.
And so then it just carried through, and then in college, my mom wouldn't let me go into film school. She's like, you won't make money doing that. So
Well, that's how parents are.
Right. So I just went and lived in the filmmakers school. So
Okay.
all my roommates were filmmakers, so I just made films with them.
Okay.
And then, I saw El Mariachi when I was in school. It was one of my favorite films. And that's sort of like, wow, okay, you can do this. And then, of course, like I was a child of the 80s and 90s. So to be honest with you, I grew up with hip hop. So I grew
Okay.
up on UMTV rap. So if you want to
Okay.
be honest, that's really where I saw visual things, and I was like, wow, that's wild. Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy. Wow, they're
right.
doing things that are experimental. That works. So that's where I sort of got my start. So it was always this love of short form narrative, music videos, things like that really.
Wow. So you went to school, and what were you taking up in school?
Computer science.
Okay, but you lived in the filmmaker school. You was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to do this.
Yep. So even to the point where, like, for my senior year, we had a senior project for comp sci that I was like, whatever. So I did that, but on the side, I did my senior project in the filmmaking thing with all my
Wow.
friends too, and that was sort of. And when I graduated, my advisor was like, you really need to think about this filmmaking stuff. So then I came down to Atlanta and
Okay.
just been trying ever since.
So
just
what have you
working.
done?
Oof. Well, I've done a gang of music videos.
Right.
I've worked with a lot of Atlanta people.
And do you like that? Do you like, because I
Yeah.
mean, because that right there, the project of the music video, coming up with the treatment,
Yeah.
you know, listening to the song, trying to convey, because it's really important. Because I've seen some videos and it's like, okay, did they not listen to the song?
Right. And the other thing is important, like I got to give my true, if I was going to say my big break, I have like two inspirations that my big break. One was Speech from Arrested Development.
Okay.
And he brought me on to shoot a video years ago. And you grew up listening to Arrested Development.
Of
So I was
course.
like, oof, this is a tough one. They already have a brand. They've already got a vibe. They've got a look. But he said, I want to do something contemporary. And so I was like, okay. So then it became this sort of marriage of how do you mix what we remember from Tennessee,
Right.
and, Mr. Wendell with what they were doing, and this was like 2011, 2012. How do we mix those two and make it more contemporary? So, but he came with ideas, and I think that's important too. Is if you're going to do a music video, like I turned down a lot of them because I don't think I'm the right guy for it.
Right.
Like my best friend is an R&B artist, and he's all about R&B, and I will shoot any R&B video for him. But then when he brings other people in, I'm like, I don't really listen to R&B as much, so I don't feel like I'm the right vibe for it. But if it's something, like if it's hip hop, I think I got it. I think I got it covered.
Okay.
But if it's not hip hop, then I sort of am like, I don't know, I got to really be a fan, or at least really understand, like, here's what the direction is, here's what we want to do. Because I feel like you're right, that there's a whole vision that comes with it, and you don't want to sort of go against whatever the artist of the vision or their brand is. So it's a tricky dance of that, plus if you want to make it entertaining, make it have some sort of a point, have a narrative.
But isn't R&B like all about the love song or the?
And look
or
at
the-
me. I'm like not the guy that's like that guy. That guy gets it. That guy
Right.
understands love. Like,
Okay,
Like
okay.
I'm not that. I want to make sure that, that I would be the right fit for that too. So I think that's important.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Because again, the video has the visual, because that's what they call it, it's a visual.
Yep.
So if the visual doesn't match the audio, then
Yep.
it's like, okay, what was the point of that? And there are some huge, big budget money that has been spent on videos that you are looking at it and you are like, what in the slop is this?
Who came up with this idea?
Right.
And like, yeah, for sure. And the same goes for film too, because for whatever reason, I've sort of been my track. So it's funny because my music videos tend to be hip hop, and my film work tends to be independent horror or even like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's
Wow,
like
like people dying and zombies and
Oh
stuff?
yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like you're like a scare person.
And it's funny because I realize that horror films I like, but I
Right.
love horror comedy.
Yeah.
And so like
Like the Scream, like I Know What You Did Last Summer and stuff like that?
Yeah, I
or
worked on
like Truth or Dare.
both. I mean,
Wow.
so I worked on the VHS horrors. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen those.
Yeah.
There was another one called Siren we did with one of my friends, Greg Bishop, and he's sort of my other inspiration in
Okay.
terms of filmmaking.
Okay.
And in fact, we just had our premiere on Saturday for one we did called Dead by Midnight, 11 p.m.
Right.
Central, and that's sort of an anthology. And so it's sort of that mix.
Wow. So we want to follow you. We want to go on your, is all your stuff on social media?
It
do
is.
you have stuff on, do you have a website?
Yeah, memorywedge.com.
Memorywedge.com.
And then you
the
can
name
look
of
us
your-
up.
And what is the name of your company?
Memory Wedge.
Memory Wedge.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the production company. But if you look us up, I would just encourage you to check out Memory Wedge if you like hip hop music videos.
Okay.
And then if you like the horror stuff, check out Dead by Midnight, 11 p.m. Central on Facebook.
Okay.
It's like a horror anthology. It's got
Dead
mixed.
by Midnight.
Yep.
So you have a TV show that comes on Facebook and it's called Dead by Midnight.
It's an anthology.
Anthology.
Yes. Called
Okay.
Dead by Midnight, 11 p.m. Central.
11 p.m. Central.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. So we have to make sure if that's the type of thing that you like to do, be scared before you go to bed, Dead by Midnight. And it comes on at 11 p.m. That's kind of quirky.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're going to follow you. And your social media is, again, Memory Wedge?
Memorywedge.com.
So is it all the way across the board? Memory Wedge.
Yeah, everything. You can follow me at Tony Reames. If you're looking for some.
Definitely. And we
Nonsense.
will go on, they can come to the website, www.atalkwitharmani.com, and you will see this young man there, and you can click on his stuff and get led to all his little web and social media and see some clips of some scary stuff that he has going on and everything else. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming on.
I
Okay?
appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So, as you know, I like to bring you people that are behind the scene and in front of the screen of all different types of productions. Whether it's a movie or a TV show or a comedy act or possibly a chef that's cooking a 5-star meal. Well, when you've got in your presence someone that can do a little bit of everything, then I don't even know what we call him. Do we call him a phenomenon or do we just introduce him as Mr. Marcus Smith?
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Yeah.
Of course. I had to, all that spinning around and spinning around. I had to spin it back. So what's going on? Thank you
I'm
for
doing
coming.
good.
First of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it.
I'm so excited to be on the Talk with Armani. I couldn't sleep last night.
Wait, but you looked at my cup
I
and
love
was
this.
like, okay, let me make sure I say the name right. What do you think you was going to say?
I just love this right here. It glitters and stuff like that. Like I would love to. I want one of these.
Okay, but no, my sister made that a 3rd season gift for me because this is the 3rd season of A Talk with Armani. So she made it a gift for me, and so I don't know where she got it from, but she just kind of called me and was like, I'm so excited I got a 3rd season gift. And I was like, yay.
I drink so much coffee. A lot of people don't realize, like coffee, a lot of people do like pre-workouts and stuff before they go work out.
Okay.
But coffee is actually a good pre-workout because it
Are you
helps.
serious?
Absolutely. It's like a
Because of the
natural.
caffeine?
Absolutely. Jumpstarts you right up, and you don't need that much. I mean, you can do an espresso, you be ready to go. Can't you see how turned up I am?
I see. Like,
I'm on fire right now.
Okay, but we're not going to work out here.
We're gonna work out.
We're not gonna work out.
Absolutely. And
No.
I'm gonna show you guys how we can work out.
Okay.
Okay, on one leg.
No, we're
All
not.
right?
We're not doing that.
We can't do that
We
today?
can't do that
Okay.
because I feel like you have to be. I think your body has to be in perfect condition in order to work
See,
out.
that's what people think, right? People think that life has to be perfect, the sun has to be shining,
It does.
God has to be talking to us at all times before we can move and
Birds
do something.
gotta be chirping and
that's
everything.
It don't work like that.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
You can't go to
Hello?
the gym on a rainy day.
Yes,
you
you
can't go to the
can.
gym when it's thundering.
Absolutely.
You can't go to the gym when
Absolutely.
it's snowing.
Can I show you
I'm
something?
not getting up.
You can't stand up?
I can't get
Okay.
up. I
All right.
have a boot on my leg. And that's the only reason. It's not that, she don't want to get up. No, I've got a boot on my leg. You guys know I broke my foot.
I know. I'm sorry
So-
about that. How is it doing okay?
It's,
You doing
yeah.
okay?
You know, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're
That's
here.
a blessing. Yes.
And you've got so much going on.
Thank you.
I was just on Instagram,
Yeah.
and you was in the kitchen
Yeah.
doing some nonsense.
Doing some
what
stuff.
What was going on in there?
What had happened was
Okay.
I needed to make some tacos.
Okay.
And so I was gonna make them myself, but then I figured why not fly out the world-renowned chef Felipe to come out and get in the kitchen and make the tacos the way he wants it to make it, then because he's a world-renowned chef and he is
Okay.
cordon bleu and he can make it a lot better than I can.
Okay.
You know?
Do you enjoy that? I mean, it seems like it's so much fun.
Yeah, I love it because it's, have you ever had a teacher that was fun?
Okay.
Right?
I'm going to think while you talk.
Yeah, so like you kind of retain the information a lot better than someone just coming out there being bland.
Absolutely.
So like I like to tell stories, I like to educate people, I like to help people, but I'm just really just being me.
Okay.
Marcus Smith is not gonna be your traditional trainer. He's not gonna come up there and bore you with a lot of facts because honestly no one cares.
Right.
They just want to get in shape, they want to be entertained. They want to be loved. They want to
Absolutely.
be inspired, you know.
Right.
So that's what I try to give people. I try to help people, but also make it fun, you know?
Because I think they do retain more information when they can laugh, when they can associate it with something that they like.
Absolutely.
I know that when we were teaching my son how to read, the best way for us to do it was to absolutely give him something that he liked to read, to give him a Ninja Turtle book or to
Right.
give him a Superman book. And then he learned it. It was a page turner for him.
Right.
So he wanted to know the words.
Right.
But so with what you do, I mean, you do all kinds of, you are a fitness instructor. You are, like I said, an Instagram guru.
Yeah.
You do cook. You do some things
Right.
in the kitchen.
Right.
And you've done some acting.
Yeah.
I mean, you've gotten this life that you've built all these different layers in.
Yeah.
And then it's like one actually leads into the other.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I never planned it that way.
Okay.
I do believe it. I do believe it in a higher power. I do believe everything happens for a reason. I've worked out all my life.
Okay.
So it's nothing new to me. I played the drums in my church when I was a kid. My father was a pastor. So I worked, and I've written music. I grew up singing in the choir. My dad would be like, "Hey, listen, son, we're gonna need an A and a B selection before I go ahead and speak this thing." You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was like you better sing it like we did it at home. It's gonna be, you know what I mean? So
Right.
so nothing about me is phony. I'm a certified personal trainer, certified nutritionist. You know, I make music, I make fitness. So everything I do is connected to fitness, is connected to health. And I think the key with it is humor, you know, because I've never met a single person that doesn't like to laugh.
Absolutely.
You know?
And laughter helps you.
Absolutely.
So we want to follow you. We want to see what's going on with you, because you got some other stuff coming up, don't you? What you got going on?
Well, I mean, I've got a couple different shows that I'm working on, you know, that hopefully we can get off the ground. You know, a cooking show. I got a travel show that I'm working on too as well.
Okay, now the travel show, you want to go around the world jumping up in jacks?
Something like that. I can't really speak on it too much. You gotta keep that thing close to the chest, you know. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I mean, it's time to really spread my message on a larger scale, and so I'm excited to do that. But yeah, you can follow me. You can reach me on Instagram. I'll be acting a fool, and don't be scared if y'all see me with a wig on and y'all see me with some stuff. It's me.
Well, you're gonna see it, because before we go to the break, we're gonna have a clip of him acting a fool with a wig on in the kitchen doing all that. And I even know I've got people that's telling me, wrap it up.
Yeah.
I need to ask you, how fun is it waking up to you?
Oh man. Waking up to me, all I want to do is just inspire people, you know, and I really think that the power of the mind is so powerful. You ever having a weird day and someone comes up to you and they just say something to you, they notice you, they say hi, and all of a sudden your day changes. You know, so I think that's what I want to bring to people. Waking up with me is gonna be a bowl of fun. It's gonna be like sex without the sex, you know. Can I say that? Can I say that on the talk?
Of course.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I just want it to feel good to people. I want people to be able to relate, just like this show. I want people to come and see a real person, because I'm real. I'm not phony. And I have to talk myself into. Every day I wake up and look in the mirror and give myself a pep talk and encourage myself to have a good day, and people should do the same.
Okay, all righty. So we're gonna follow you on Instagram, and your Instagram is again?
Marcus Smith, I, Marcus Smith, I. That's it.
After the Smith.
After the Smith.
Marcus
I'm the third.
Smith. All righty. And then, or you can go to www.atalkwitharmani.com and click on his face, because it'll be there and you won't miss it, because it'll probably look just like this. And it will lead you all through the web of his social media, and you'll get to see some of his clips as well as this interview. Thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
The Marcus Smith Show picks up where the Richard Simmons Show left off. It makes you laugh, and it's not the normal kind of cooking show you'd see on TV. This 30-minute cooking show takes place in front of a live audience and has a focus on personal health. Each day, we have a theme, and we use a skit to introduce it. Have you ever had a teacher that was funny? You learned more from that teacher, didn't you? Our celebrity health coach and actor, Marcus Smith, has a unique ability to do both. As an actor, he was handpicked by mega producer Tyler Perry to play the lead role of Ronald in his national touring play.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So, of course, we had a wonderful show, and I want you to make sure you go to www.atalkwitharmani.com so that you can see some of the guests that we had and follow some of their journeys. A lot of people are trying to make their own way, and while we're sitting at home, or if maybe you've thought about doing it yourself, you might get encouragement from their stories. The most important thing that you can do is try. So, and sometimes you might have to try over and over again. It doesn't mean that you're not making headway. It just means that you are making the foundation to build upon it exactly what you want and how you want it. Until next time, stay safe.